Hello everybody, my name is RagingRaptor and I welcome you to a new World of Tanks video. And today we are going to have a look at two new tanks which are currently in the Supertest. Please be noted, if you don't know the other one, please check out the video. I should post it in the iCard when it is online. If not, and you already watched it, congrats to you, you're a true Raptor fan. Today we are going to have a look at the A43 BP. And you might already think this tank looks quite familiar. It has a little bit of cloth around its gun mantle, but this tank looks very familiar. And you are most likely right. This is a Black Prince, hence the BP. It is, however, I don't know if it's the production version or if it was just the version. It's called the A43 Black Prince. And you might now ask yourself, but Raging, this tank is already in the game, so why should we get it as well? Because at the moment, this is going to be tested as a tier 6 tank. That is quite interesting in my opinion. And one thing I want to note, at the moment, this tank, well, I already saw a lot of people complaining, oh, it's a new premium tank. I can't really find anything about premium tanks, so I don't know what is this going to be. Maybe it's a premium tank. You can see it's tier 6. Maybe it's going to be something else. Maybe it's going to be a reward tank, or maybe Wargaming is planning on reworking the British heavy tank line, because let's be honest, the Black Prince is kind of 8 on tier 7, at least from what I've heard and from what I see when I'm fighting against it. It's pretty darn 8. The Churchill 7 is, well, it is okay, I guess, but it's not really that good either. But anyway, they are doing something new to this tank, but let's have a look at what Wargaming is saying about it. The closed Supertest is about to be graced by a visit of a heavy British gentleman, the A43 BP Prototype. It's more widely known to players as the Black Prince, the big brother of Churchill, the tank, not the Prime Minister. Ha ha ha, Wargaming. The prototype of the Black Prince is sort of a line extension to the Churchill. It has more armor, 150mm at the front of both its turret and hull, and a gun of a larger caliber. The British 17-pounder is capable of firing rapidly, 11 shots per minute, and has excellent penetration of 171mm with a basic round. To crack the armor of an especially tough opponent, you may employ an APCR able to pierce 239mm of steel. Everything goes with a price, and in this case of the Black Prince, it's dynamics. The Brit is slow, cumbersome, with a top speed of just 20 km per hour. The hull traverse of 20 degrees per second lets any fast tank ring circles around it. You will have to get used to this sluggishness. Sounds like a Britain general. Now I just got a lot of dislikes from my British viewers. Sorry guys. Good old chap. The A43 BP prototype was made to slowly but stylishly push through enemy defensive lines. Its armor allows to mitigate punches laid by vehicles of the same tier, and its armament is enough to damage any foe. The only thing keeping the Black Prince from totally dominating every battlefield is its sluggishness. So again, I think it is best we are going to have a look at those stats over here, and I think it will be best to just compare them to the Churchill 7, which is the tier 6 counterpart. When it comes to armor, we're going to have a look at the existing Churchill armor, because again, something I do want to note is that this tank doesn't really have an effective weak spot except for the cupola. I would like to see something on the upper front plate as well, because let's be honest, when we have a look at, if you have a look at the visual model, you can see that in theory this should be a weak spot, and this could be a weak spot, but doesn't have to be. I am all for new tanks, guys, but it is very important to me that all new tanks have sufficient weak spots which you can either hide or actively use. Anyway, let's do what I just told. We put this tank over here, and we take this tank over here, and now obviously my face is in the way, hence why we are going to no, we're just going to make it smaller, because actually I'm not even that far that much into the picture. We'll just do it like this. Okay, now I'm actually in the picture. Okay, yeah, there it works like this. It works like this. So it is a tier 6 tank. We do not know yet if it's a premium or something else. It has 900 hit points, which is lower than what the Churchill 7 has. It has 152mm of whole armor frontally, 95 on the side and 50 in the back. Turret armor is 152 as well, with 95 on the side and 101 on the back. So when we have a look now, we can take the black prints over here and compare it to the 3D model of the Churchill 7. And most noticeably is that basically the armor doesn't really change except for the loader plate, which gets a little bit harder in my opinion, and the turret, depending if it gets the same turret which the tier 7 have. I do want to point out, however, the tier 7 first of all has the standard production turret, the Black Prince turret, and not the A43, and it is also probably important to note that way back in the time it had a lot weaker turret. Let's have a look. It takes something like 9.171. And okay, no, never mind. Actually, there it already has. I am not sure when this happened, but it used to have a much weaker turret. I'm not entirely sure when it was. I think it was before they did or redone the British Tech tree. So we gotta keep that in mind. I'm not entirely sure if this was 9.17 because oh yeah, actually it had to be over here, but apparently the turret was still strong enough. Well, this was my bad. It looks like I have something weird or wrong in my head, it looks like. Well, nothing new, let's be honest here. Just one more thing I want to quickly have a look at, because the Carnarvon used to have also the stock turret being of the... oh, it was a Centurion turret. Oh, okay. It looks like we won't get a look at the... real turret. The only one other thing I could try and look up is the FV201 A45 because, well, it has one of those 152mm turrets. If it will be exactly what we are going to get with the new Black Prince or the Black Prince Premium, well, we don't know yet. Obviously, the turret doesn't really look like this. It is a prototype turret for Centurion, from my knowledge. And again, if you look at here, it is hard to tell because the cloth armor, the clothing, kind of takes away what we want to see. So again, I can't really say for sure if we are going to get this beast of a turret, which is rather strong frontally, except for the cupola, which is totally important, or not. Again, we do not know yet. Nevertheless, the armor for the tier 7 tank is kind of meh, because everything basically can penetrate you even if you angle properly. If it has like 175mm of armor penetration. You need to angle very, very well, but still you got weak spots littered around your side. Like this part over here can be penetrated rather easily. Here you could keep penetrated, here you can be penetrated. Except if you're standing hull down with 8 degrees of gun depression, you can do some very, very decent things. Please do not forget though, however, your hull is still rather trash. So on tier 6 this tank could be shining, and this would be rather cool in my opinion. Again, however, I would really recommend for Wargaming to give us a weak spots over here so that lower tier opponents like tier 6 or even tier 4 tanks have a chance penetrating it, because the cupola might not be enough. But again, arguments are, in the end, this tank turns super slowly. And if you compare to the Churchill, you can see the third Churchill 7 have a much weaker cupola, but it's much smaller. Plus, the gun mantlet looks much worse than what this tank has. However, the upper front plate armor looks a little bit stronger and everything is a little bit smaller. So I do think, however, if you know what you're doing... Oh god, this tank has no gun depression. Okay, that's actually bullshit. If you know what you're doing, you will be better off in the Black Prince, like staying hull down, etc, and angling. So it looks good for him. Let's go back to compare the stats. So yes, engine power 600 horsepower is almost double than what the Churchill 7 has. And it might also be important to note that the Churchill 7 has a poor power to weight ratio of only 8.59. And our new Black Prince prototype has a HP to ton ratio of 12. That is amazing and will make this tank go up its speed a lot faster. It also should be noted that it is basically the same engine it has right now on the live server as a tier 7 tank. The suspension traverse speed is 20 degrees per second, which is equivalent what the Churchill 7 has. It has 28 degrees per second turret traverse, which is much worse than what the Churchill 6 has. However, compared to the Black Prince, it's also much worse. 360 meters of view range is standard. It's the same with the Churchill 7, so that is totally okay. And we already talked about the top speed. Now to the gun. The gun is basically, it's exactly the same gun which we have over here, which is a fantastic gun. If you played the Sherman Firefly or the Achilles heel. Yeah, it should be Achilles. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comment section below. I absolutely adore this gun. It's an amazing gun. It feels great. It has amazing penetration, and you rarely need to shoot gold when you are top or mid tier. When you're flop tier, however, you should consider loading that double 2 or dab that double 2 button. So the interesting part comes, however, with its meh accuracy of 0.37. Well, it's actually not that meh for its tier. The meh point is, however, its aim time of 2.5 seconds. That's pretty long compared to what we have here and the tier 7 Black Prince. Also, the reload time is 5.3 seconds. I do have to say, however, this is okay compared to, we still have like a tier 7 tank on tier 6. However, the tier 7 tank we're talking about is rather trash. So yeah, the DPM will be pretty bad and will be outclassed by the Churchill 7. Again, though, you have to point out that the Churchill 7 has lower alpha by 10, and it has lower penetration rate by around 23 millimeters. And with gold ammunition, it's another, well, not 23, it's a little bit more, it's 29. So yeah, those are basically the drawbacks. Lastly, RagingRaptor, 8 degrees of gun depression, 20 degrees of gun elevation is better than we have of the Churchill 6. So, what should I say to this? Well, I am a little bit conflicted because, again, we do not know what is going to happen to the A43 Black Prince prototype. I like how it's looking, and it looks decently strong for tier 7. I like that. Tier 6, excuse me. I like that because, let's be honest, tier 7, this tank kind of blows. And I think a lot of you guys will be with me. If this comes to tier 6, however, I would really suggest Wargaming to put like one more weak spots over here. So, just to be on the safe side, so this tank will not dominate too much. Then again, yeah, who knows what Wargaming is going to do. I really would like to play this tank again, so I don't know what they're going to do with the Black Prince. Again, there was nothing standing about it being a premium tank or not, and I saw a lot of players saying, oh no, it's a premium tank equivalent, it's OP because it's tier 7 and tier 6, and it's trash because it's a Black Prince. So those were the two things I personally heard from the people and from the forums and from Reddit. So I can't really say what I should think about this in my personal opinion, except for, again, it really depends what they're going to do with it. One last thing we can do, however, is have a look at Wargaming set to all the tanks which got released, and we know are premium tanks. Like, where is it, the T27? Most likely I just skipped over it because I'm stupid. 777, T78, nope. Ah, there we go. Like, for example, here it got stated directly that this is going to be a tier 8 Czechoslovakian premium tank. So, yeah, we don't really know. About the TS5, it was stated that it's a premium tank. So again, I'm surprised that Wargaming uses this word, like it doesn't use the wording premium tank. For example, here one of the newest tank, which is in a test server, or Supertest, or even now being tested, the VK7501K, and I think we can even compare it. We'll just take this tank to comparison. Should be, no, apparently no, we are not able to look it up, but it should be in the game files for the Germans, and yeah, anyway, it got added for the super testers on the test server. And again, here they're using the wording German premium heavy tank, and here straight up calling it premium medium tank. So again, seeing the wording not being there, that's not a premium tank, I have high hopes. Maybe they're going to find, I don't know, a prototype of the Carnarvon for tier 7, put the Black Prince on tier 6, and do something like this. I don't know. Who knows? This could be a reward tank, who knows? I really do not know. Anyway, this was RagingRaptor. Let me know what you think about the A43 Black Prince prototype in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and one more thing, please let me know what you think about the lighting of my beautiful face. Obviously it's not beautiful, but you get the gist, because I got one of those LED rings, and I have to look out because I feel like I'm burning my eyes sometimes. So yeah, I've got to look at that as well. But let me know if the lighting is a little bit better than what you're used to from my perspective or from my videos. Yeah, it's especially important when I'm switching from those two things. You can still see that it's slightly changing, but not as much as it used to. So if you're new to the channel, let me know in the comment section below, and I'm gladly taking your subscription. And if you liked the video, leave it a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike. I'm always happy to have some feedback. And I'll talk to you all in the other video where we're talking about the T-54E2. Now, what's the guess? Is it a heavy tank? Is it a Russian tank? Or is it something else? Who knows?